Hey everyone, watch this review here with a look at Hailstorm from the Transformers, I guess the Hunt for the Decepticons line. Now, a few things scream Halloween as much as a Decepticon because not only is it a villain, but it's a robot in disguise, and you know Halloween is all about killer robots. Or at least Halloween 3 Season of the Witch was. Just ignore that 15 mark, I didn't pay that much, I paid like $8.20. Long story. Which I'm really not going to get into, but the story of how I decided to pick this figure up is a lot shorter. Basically, I liked the look of both the vehicle and the robot mode, which is a somewhat rare occurrence. Of course, the actual selection of which of the figures to buy was a somewhat longer process because all 8 or 9 figures there had either a production flaw or paint errors or something, but I mean, I noticed that a lot of them had like some excess flash in places, like they weren't cut clean from the mold on the side or on the top, so you know, usual Hasbro stuff, but hold on 2 seconds and let's get this guy out of package. Longtime viewers will realize that this is the first time I've reviewed a Transformers figure, and don't get used to it. I only own a handful of Transformers, and you know, I probably won't be collecting a lot from this line. I think I'll start by showing you how to transform this figure. See? This is how you transform him. Okay, obligatory bad joke out of the way. I'll start by looking at his vehicle mode, then we'll hop to his robot mode, and then if you're still around, I will transform him or try to transform him at the end of the review. But, vehicle mode, this is probably one of the more appealing elements just because I do like military vehicles, and you know, this is definitely a cooler looking one. I'm not sure what I will be using this for though, because for one thing it's not going to be in scale with anything I own, and you know, Transformers themselves are kind of like oddly out of scale just because like you'll have race cars, cycles, and you know, jets all being like the same size and everything, despite the fact that there should be discrepancy. I believe this would be a larger vehicle, but not 100% sure. I like the look and design of it, you know, looks pretty decent. Sorry if I'm not being all that critical, but given that it's just a vehicle, not a ton to say about it. It will roll around if it's not on a felt surface, and these missiles do appear to launch, but you have to put like a bit of pressure on it. And even then, they don't launch all that far. So, they didn't use the Iron Man 2 technology for the launching missiles because those things can really pop out at you. Enough about that though, let's switch to the robot mode. Okay, so I'm actually terrible at following directions, but I believe this is what the fully transformed robot mode should look like. FYI, while you're transforming him, you might want to take the missiles out of the launchers, or at least not hold the figure as close to your face as I did. Now, the robot mode doesn't look as cool as it did on package, but you know, it's not like it's a total bait and switch because it does kind of have the resemblance. It just looks a lot cheaper. I don't know. I guess my big complaints here are that I wish that he had more of a metallic paint job to get the whole machine look going. You know, I wish he would have come with some sort of a weapon accessory besides the shoulder cannons here. Although, again, I don't know if the character actually uses weapons, so... But you know, you can never have too many weapons. I mean, I do like the little details and stuff, like you have all the rivets, and you know, in this mode you have the rivets, but you know, not terribly excited. Now this is a pretty small figure because it's from the deluxe wave. I think the ultras or something are the bigger ones, but let me just toss in the advanced armor Iron Man for a quick height comparison here. So I mean, he definitely would work into a display with, like, say, your Marvel Universe and the Marvel Universe offshoot lines. Although, obviously, Transformers would be a lot larger in actual continuity. Just for the purposes of display, it does kind of work out like that. Now, I know I said I was going to show you guys the transformation. I mean, if you did this completely blind without any instructions or anything, you basically would have done what I did, so I don't really see a lot of point to it. So I'll just quickly run through the articulation. Again, because, of the transformations, some parts are going to be a little bit hindered, but they use like a lot of other joints and stuff, so some parts are really cool. Especially the physical balls, so we have a generous range of articulation here at the elbow. Nothing here on the claws that I can see. I mean, it looks like it might be articulated, but you can't actually move them. And here's some of that flash I was talking about. Now, in addition to that, we have this rotation here. Now, the shoulder kind of has a ball really impeded here. Goes forward, back over here. Nothing at the waist. Head will rotate a little bit. Don't make me a liar here. No, I guess it doesn't rotate, well, it does rotate after a sort, but not in the way that I was presenting it, but it does go forward, back a little bit. Legs go forward, they kick out a little bit. Then we have some joints here at the knees. Then we have a, up-down little motion here at the ankle, but nothing else. Well, I guess you do have a side-to-side pivot. So, I mean, there's really not a ton of ways you could pose him, but I guess just given to the fact this figure will be a little top-heavy, that might be an issue as well, but he's really flat feet, so it does sort of balance that weight out. So, I mean, I don't really predict they'll have many problems getting him to stand correctly or anything. Yeah. Although I'm rather obviously not as impressed with his figure as I thought I would be, I do really like the vehicle mode, and the robot mode isn't half bad. And I guess just from the look of this, I thought it'd be a lot wider. But, I mean, again, I probably just completely goofed the transformation. That's probably what's to blame. But, yeah, until next time, folks.